Hi guys, how's it going? Today's video is going to be about just talking about me going to one of the spring day filming locations, and that is the train station where Tay was standing at, and then he kneels down on the ground to like put his ear to the railway. Okay, so a little bit of explanation for that first. The Spring Day song and the music video was released on the 13th of February, which is today, which is why I'm doing this video today. So I was in Korea at the time, and I looked at the music video and I was like, I have all these like days free. I was like, I'm not doing anything the next day, so why not try to go to any of these locations. Some of the really like outdoor, super open space ones, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna get there, and because you need a car and I can't drive and things like that. So when I saw the train station, I was like, huh, it's a train station, I could probably take a train there. And then so I went to look it up, I went to do a little bit of research, and it turns out that this station is an abandoned train station, as in it's no longer in the network of stations. It is not on a train route. It basically is no longer in use, and so there was no way to get there by train. And then so I had to look up alternative ways to get there. And so I found out that it is way outside of Seoul. Sorry, I think there's a little bit of background noise. I think I hear it, like a whirring noise. I'm really sorry about that. Anyway, so I had to take a train to the bus terminal that has the particular bus that takes you outside of Seoul to that area. So yeah, and then the bus journey was like so freaking long. And bear in mind that I did not have a YouTube channel back then, nor was I interested, and so I never filmed anything for the purpose of making YouTube videos. So all I had were just pictures I took, and there wasn't even such a thing as stories. So all I have are the pictures that I took, the little videos that I took, just to make myself feel less alone. And also I would take kind of short-ish videos because I was gonna post them on Instagram, and Instagram only had like, you know, a cutoff of like 1 minute. So but I remember doing a Periscope live when I was there, because I was scared. I was so scared. I'm gonna be showing you all of this in just a minute. Just let me have you give you a little background and a little bit more info, so that when you're there you can understand why I was doing the things I was doing. So like I said, a Periscope broadcast, I was there, and I did talk about this man who had come up to me several times. You can't see him in the video because he goes in and out of the building that's next to the train station, but I will reveal his face later because I was forced to take a picture with him. And he was I would say just civil at the beginning, but he got progressively more and more aggressive every time he came back. And the thing is, I was determined to take this picture. I was alone because, as I said, it was a weekday. All my Korean friends are at work or at school, and I didn't want to bother them. And by the time they were done, like, it would be nighttime, and it took so long, like more than 2 hours to get to this place. So I was and I was like, I've traveled this far. I need to get the fucking pictures that I came to took, because at that point in time, I was like, my whole thing was just traveling to different places that BTS had been, to like replicate the pictures that they did and try to do the exact same ones, and then post it as like a, you know, like a tribute kind of thing. Anyway, so when I arrived, I hung my bag at a gate somewhere at the actual station. And you can probably see this in the video that I'm going to show you as well. I hung my bag at the gate, and I had to do a lot of things just to be able to take the picture that I wanted. It was difficult because I travel alone, and to rely on myself, or you know, all that kind of thing. But anyway, I was walking around the station just basically exploring, and this guy comes up to me and he asks me the weirdest questions, like, what are you doing here? That's not weird. But the next question, which is, are you here alone or are you with a friend? And it's like, to me, that's a shady question, even though it might seem normal. But it's like, when he's alone and he tries to invite me into a building. So let me point out that this whole conversation is in Korean, and I am so fucking thankful that I can speak it well, I would say. And this was a great test of my skills, because like, I lied my ass off successfully in Korean, because every time he asks a question like, do you have a friend with you, and I would say yes, my friend is at the bus stop waiting for me, I just came over to take a quick picture. But then he was insistent, he was like, it's cold, come into the building with me. And I'm like, no thanks, I'm just here to take a picture. And he was like, well, can I help you take the picture? And then he tried to like take my phone, and I'm like, no, I will take this picture myself, thank you. And I tried to walk away. So then, okay, he goes away, but then later he comes back again, and this happens like 4 times. I don't think I can, I guess, remember the order of the questions that happen, but I do remember the questions that he asks me. And he actually asks me, does anybody know where you are? And it's like, why the fuck would you ask somebody this question? Why is that even a question? Does anybody know where you are? And to me, you know, I watch a lot of cop shows, a lot of crime shows, a lot of, you know, all that kind of like, and I'm ready for this shit, okay? I know when questions sound shady. And so I said yes. And then he was like, so you know, do you live in Seoul? Do you have friends there? And or a boyfriend? And it's like, so what it sounds to me is like he's trying to check up to see if anybody will notice if I go missing, because to me that's what it sounds like. And you know, it's not like I'm a paranoid person, but it's like, nobody asks these questions, you know. And like, if you see the video, it's really abandoned. Like, the whole place, there is nobody. It's abandoned. It's like, I don't even know how to say it. It's a ghost town, and I definitely show it in the video, and it's very scary. So anyway, he asks all these questions, and then I keep saying I have to take a picture. So at some point he was like, okay, well, I want to take a picture with you. And then I'm like, okay. And then so we take a selfie, and he's holding on to the back of my coat. And so it's like, you know, in a dangerous situation, you're not supposed to aggravate your aggressor. Like, you have to be calm, just go along with what he says as much as you can. And so, like, you can see I'm smiling in the picture, but it's like, it's an act. And yeah, it's scary to think about it. And so this was in 2017, right? And 2017, last year, was the first anniversary. I posted the video on my old YouTube channel for the 1-year anniversary, and there was a girl who said that she's Korean, that she lives in Korea, and that people in small towns or like really out of the way places are like this, and that he was friendly and you should have just gone with him. And I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, why? I'm not that trusting, and I'm not gonna put myself in danger. Why is he asking all these shady questions? It wasn't just that, are you alone? It was all these, like, you know, do people know you're here, and do your friends know you're here? Do you have a boyfriend? And how often do you see him? And just these types of questions, they're just so weird. Anyway, back to the whole aggression thing. I did manage to take my pictures, right? And then that point where he comes over, and I told you he's actually got a hand on the back of my coat. Some of these things I never told people before, and I've never revealed this picture before, because I thought it's not nice to expose him. But why not? Like, why not? Because more and more people are going to that location now, and I want you to be prepared. If you see him, avoid this guy at all costs. So anyway, at some point he raises his voice and it gets louder and louder and more insistent. Come into the building with me. Why don't you want to? We have food or whatever and you can rest. And I'm like, no. Inwardly, I'm like, no, I don't need rest. And so finally, so he's scaring me now. He's legit scaring me now. And I'm like, okay. I actually say okay to him. I'm like, all right, I'll go with you. My bag is over there at the gate. Let me just pick it up, pick my things, and then I will go with you. So the gate is towards the back end of the station, and if you go through it and you run down the path, you'll notice in the later part of this video, you can see like a long corridor that, not a corridor, an alley that I walk through to get to the station. So I exit through that gate where I hung my bag. I ran for my fucking life. I've never run so fast. I was so frightened. And I think this is the most frightened I've ever been on any of my encounters, like, alone on trips. I'm the type of person that normally feels guilty if I disrespect older people, and he was an older guy. You can see from the picture later. And I did feel a little guilty, like, was it rude to run away from him? But then I tell myself, like, what the fuck? Like, why are you even feeling like that, even for a moment? Because he's scaring you. It is your right to run away from him. Because normally I would feel bad. I ran away from him. I ran all the way to the bus stop. And like I say in the later part of the video, you can hear it. The one bus comes every 45 minutes to an hour, which means I'm not out of danger yet. I'm still trapped there at the bus stop with nobody around. So if he decides to come out, like, I'm gonna be in serious danger. And about 5 minutes later, there's a truck that comes out of that road. Like, it's perpendicular to the road that I'm on, and it's probably a road you can see in the video as well. A truck comes out and it turns and it stops in front of the bus stop, and it's that guy, the same guy. And he doesn't even ask, why did I run away? He doesn't acknowledge the fact that I left, and it's as if it never happened. And suddenly he was like, so you're gonna wait here? And I'm like, yes. And I say really loudly and aggressively, I've texted my boyfriend, he's coming to pick me up. And, like, so I'm going to stay here, he's coming. And he asked me, are you sure? And I'm like, yes, he's coming. What do you mean, are you sure? I think by now, well, by that moment where he's driving that truck, he can see I don't have a friend with me, right? Like I said, I said I had a friend waiting for me at the bus stop. I don't have a friend with me. I am actually alone. But he's in this big truck, right? Because the whole place is, I think, full of, like, construction type vehicles, and it's a construction hub, office hub, or whatever it is. So it's full of just, like, these offices. A lot of them are empty too. So anyway, I think he realizes that I've been lying, and I think if there weren't other vehicles, like, driving down this road, so there were other bigger vehicles, and so, like, he was forced to keep his vehicle going. Like, he couldn't keep talking to me over there because it was like a main road by that time. So thank fucking God that I was out there and not still staying in that place, because I don't know what would have happened. The bus did come after about half an hour of me waiting, and as soon as I got on the bus, that was when I finally actually felt safe, because I didn't know if he could U-turn or come back later with more friends or get his friends to come out. You just don't know. So when I got on the bus, I got a seat, and honestly, I burst into tears because that was how scared I was. And, like, I could cry right now still thinking about it. The fear that you feel, and the absolute sense of relief when it's over. Like, you actually got out of that situation and you're safe now. Like, safe took on, like, a real meaning for me, because I never I never felt like that before, ever. So if you are going, make sure you go with a friend, and if it's not necessary, don't go at all, please. Okay, so that was hard telling that story. When I posted it on my previous YouTube channel, I didn't do much editing because it was a channel where I didn't really show my face. But on this channel, it seems like you guys do enjoy when I tell really personal stories, facing the camera like this. So I decided that I would actually have the means to tell the story properly instead of have it implied in videos, or and stuff like that. On my previous channels, so there were really some stupid people in the comments. It was like, oh, if you really went like the day after the music video was released, why wasn't there snow? Because the day it was released is not the day they were filming. Like, they were filming obviously like months ago, because it has to go through like editing and production. You fucking fools. Like, seriously, are you so stupid? There were so many people who said that. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable how like some people are just like, wow. I guess they were trying really hard to disprove the fact that I was there, but I was there. I watched the music video. It got released on the 13th, and then the next day I spent, so it used to be that music videos are always released at midnight. So as soon as it became the 13th, we got the music video, and then the whole of the 13th I had to figure out like how to go and blah blah blah. And then on the 14th, that was when I went. So it's the next day ever, the first day, the first army in the world to go to that location the day after the music video was released. So anyway, here's the video. I look forward to your comments. So it's like a ghost town, and it's kind of a little bit scary. So I hope I can find this place. So on the map it says it's in this general direction, and I ran into some random office, and the person in the office looked at me like, oh my god, another person, like, like it's the zombie apocalypse, and she wasn't expecting someone else. But yeah, she also said it was in this general direction, so I'm going. You guys, I found the place. But there's this guy who keeps trying to get me to go inside his building. He keeps saying like, come into the office, it's cold out, like, and he keeps trying to get me to go in there. So I'm kind of scared, so I told him that I have a friend waiting for me at the bus stop. But really I don't. It's really scary out here. Nobody's here, right? Nobody's gonna run me over. Guys, it's quite scary. There's this guy who keeps like asking me to go into his office. Yeah, it's not just a 3 hours long ride and then you gotta walk. Like, this place is seriously in the middle of fucking nowhere. And this train station is not in use. Oh, what is my land? It's very hard to replicate Taeyong's pic by myself, so like, see, this is where he stood. Okay, I'm gonna stand where he stood. Plus my face looks like shit right now. Okay. So this is where he was, okay? And I'm going to replicate a different picture from the music video, one that I can do myself. So what I did was, look at that dump over there, full of stuff. This like rubbish dump. I went to get like drawers, which I set up over there. This is what I did, and I'm gonna put my camera my phone on that, and I'm gonna try and take a picture. Okay, this is the shit that you have to go through when you travel alone and no one to help you. But anyway, you guys, I just wanted to let you know that there's a strange dude. So if I disappear, then please submit to the newspapers the story of how this Bangtan fan died because she tried to come by herself and take a picture. Okay, thanks. I gotta go now. So, anticipate the picture. Oh, it's fucking cold. Okay, I gotta go, because I need to take this picture. I'll see ya. Anyway, guys, let's end on a happy note. I must say that even though I had to build my own structures and drag all those like pieces of junk in those drawers around to different places so I could put my phone on them, my phone has a little stand so it can stand up by itself, and I couldn't build a higher structure to put my phone on, so the angle is a tiny bit off. And this is the closest that I could do, that I could get, based on the time constraint that I had, and also the danger that I felt I was in. I had to do everything very quickly. And it looks like I am a little bit way too much to the right for it to be perfect, 100% perfect. But, nevertheless, I treasure this picture so much, and I consider it one of my very best BTS replicate pictures because it is almost 100% accurate. And considering everything that I've been through, like, this is one of the closest to my heart and one of the ones that I love most. I have a lot of BTS replicates in different places, but this one definitely is my favorite, and I cannot wait to hear comments from you guys on what you think and everything. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!